that he was Professor Agronomy. Dr. Sharma is gold medalist in PG graduations, and he is also Jawaharlal Nehru awardee for his PhD work while working at IRI. So it's a very fortunate, we are very fortunate and honored that he's here with us. He has experience of 26 years in teaching, research and extension, with specialization in sustainable agriculture, dryland farming, organic farming, capacity building, and research management. Dr. Sharma has worked in administrative capacities in many positions, as Director Research, Director Extension, Deputy Director Research, Zonal Director Research, then Associate Director Research at MPUAT, Udaipur, and also Center for Advanced Faculty Training. He also worked at Center for Advanced Faculty Training on Organic Farming as Director, and also consultancy services and technical advisor to Vice Chancellor at Maharana Pratap University of Agriculture and Technology, Udaipur. He has been a member of Board of Management and Academic Council at NPUAT, Udaipur, and member Academic Council of SK Rajasthan Agriculture University, Bikaner, and Agriculture University, Kota. Member National Committee on Validation of Subhash Palekar Natural Farming Model from 2019 to 2020, and Committee on Developing Syllabus on Natural Farming 21-22 by ICR India. He has implemented 35 research and consultancy projects, developed 78 technologies, published 126 research papers, 17 books, 83 chapters in various books and compendiums, 26 lead papers, 24 compendiums, and 12 popular booklets, and 58 technical bulletins and manuals, and 150 technical and popular articles. Such a huge number of publications are there to his credit, and many success stories also he has published. And he has also guided 18 masters and PhD students together, and authored first national distance education course on organic farming in 2007, and e-learning course on agrometeorology. He has been instrumental in signing 10 MOUs with national and international organizations, organized 21 national SCAP summer winter school trainings, anchored 50 national and international webinars, and delivered more than 100 academic advice in various events. Received 37 national and international awards and recognition. Visited many countries. Western Sydney University, Sydney, Australia, Colombo, Sri Lanka, and Seoul, South Korea for teaching and academic collaborations and conferences. So it's a very, we are very delighted with such illustrious profile and biodata of the and we are happy that he's with us. He'll be taking on during his day. And this really has developed a very interest in me also that I can remain and listen to.
Thank you very much. I extend my hearty gratitude to our respected Madam Dr. Agarwal for introducing me, and it's very great. Good evening. Good evening to all of you. And this ice cream in front of you is, though I requested to give after 10 minutes, but it is in your hands. So I but with that ice cream, we have certain other items also. So that we will not, you will not be knowing just now, but it will be let you know when you understand this topic. Then only you disclose the other items. So I extend very hearty welcome to all of you at the ICR and the Academy. And it's really a great opportunity for me also to be with all of you to this very important evening, and that is at the NAS. And you all are very well-known scientists in your own field. But again, there are certain areas, because after all, we are the part of the society, we have our own life, and at a certain time, we have our own purpose. And that integrates the kind of the topic that has been chosen by me, and that was being discussed with Dr. Bansal Saab and DD Saab. So all were very smiling when the topic was being discussed in our meeting here. What you will teach in that the topic, knowing is being, and it's you are the professor of the agronomy, and You have been director research and now you are doing the HRM, human resource management in ICR. So how it is linked with you, but besides my passion for the teaching and the research, I have always been fond of reading the what exactly the human being is and what purpose we are here, and what is the pinnacle and the peak of the success which one can attain. How we differ from what is the potential, and when we analyze ourselves in scenario of what has been in the past, what is the in the present, what will be the tomorrow, and what will be the future. I think there are so many questions which we all face generally in the routine life, and then when there are barriers, when there are challenges, we try to shift our the priorities, our needs, but we should not shift. And what is that internal shift, external shift? How it is different? That I think we will start with this ice cream only. So life is, it may be like an ice cream. You may have your life like an ice cream, and but at the same time, I will request to Rika or Rakshmi to just light the 5 candles for 5 groups. So we will discuss that life is not only the ice cream, but it may be lived like candle. So we put, I think. All 5 groups candidates are sitting with their own together with the group only. I think what is the name of that group? I think the name of the group itself is very much related to the my topic. So my extend hearty thanks to the organizer. They have already got and given such a name, and because the class has been deliberately after 6, and such kind of the topics has been put by our DG sir and the organizers. Because these are not basically meant for giving you some very high technical things. But again, your technical performance can be enhanced. Your professional skills can be enhanced if you really get touch yourself with these subjects. And I personally feel that whenever you are on the administrative positions, you are in the research management or at the higher side, when you are as a head of the division or as a scientist, you are managing the different employees with you, you need such kind of skills if you want to really perform. And that is what you generally we deal at the ICR also as a HRM in this human resource management unit. When I joined here and some people asked me, my colleagues and even DDG sir, that what you will do after joining this HRM. Already they are perfect people. They are already doing, there are trainings. There are different management activities. It is going on in the ICR. What next you are going to do? So when you analyze all these things, then you come that what are the basic philosophy and the needs which are which means for the very efficient and proficient and blossom life. And that is also required for the ICR personnel, what we call the all 4 categories. And for that purpose, we have to understand that what is knowing and what is being. And when we understand this, we can understand from our own culture. We can understand it from our own life. We can understand it from our own family. We can understand from our own colleagues. So this itself indicates that everything is dependent. Everything is interrelated. So if you are at the peak of your stage of the achievements, I think how you are going to sustain it without the cooperation and the kind of the networking that is necessary for the when you want to achieve that pinnacle. And what happens at that time that you just will you open that my presentation? You just put the in between that all candidates of the members of the group, where it may focus to all group members. The candle should be in between of the or this table. Then switch off the lights. So I think we can now switch off the light, please. Now, you just see towards the presentation that deliberately this particular picture has been put here. And you can see that through the lenses, the other people are looking toward your brain, your mind. So, what you can analyze out of it, whether he is the person himself who is looking inside, or these are the other persons who are looking inside. There are two lines, then our brain is there, is looking towards one line. Anybody among you from the first group? You don't see the candles and ice cream, you just see that part. So here we can see that here it is I. Is first we can think of and we can interpret that where is I? He himself is searching, where is I? If I ask you that out of all your 5 groups, can you interpret that where is I among you? Where is I? What is your good name? Ratanji. If I ask that where is I? As you Ratan Tiwari, you are I, or you are Ratan Tiwari, or you are self, or you are being. I think we know, we understand. We generally we don't interpret. We can realize it, but we generally don't interpret it. That where is I? If I say that Dr. Ratan Tiwari is I, then Ratan Tiwari means Ratan Tiwari is physical body. Their mind is I. If I remove your body, your mind, then where is I? Then when Ratan Tiwari was a small child, he was in another space. When it was in the youthful stage, it was in another stage. So at that time, Ratan Tiwari was a child, so he was I, or youth was I, or adult was I, or at the time of the final stage of the death, it was I.
The soul.
I think we all are searching that whom am I? So here basic question is, generally we don't see. We don't see towards ourselves, because I have given an exercise in this, that how do you focus on yourself? And if you analyze that out of 24 hours, that is the 86,400 seconds in 24 hours, how much of the time, if I ask to someone, how much percentage of your total time in one day, we generally spend on thinking about yourself? Can anybody answer it? Then I will, 24 hours is there. So out of 24 hours, on average basis, 1%, 2%, 2 hours, 4 hours. Then we will discuss here that what ourselves, as ourselves we are thinking, you will see here. Next.
Sir, every day, visit of week, month.
No, whatever you can take average, it may be for 1 year also, it may be for 24 hours also. But generally, if we don't follow the routine basis, I think how the total summative of the year will come. Without the, I think it is not possible. And generally, it is very erratic. In the 1 month when Sunday is there, some Diwali holidays, 3 days you have done something for you. That is a different thing. But on routine basis, do you think it? Why do you take the food daily? You take the food daily for your active energy you need for daily purpose. So in the same way, we also need the self-understanding, and whatever the negative thoughts that has entered into your mind, you have to clean up. So it depends upon the how the person's perspective is there. So being is whether you exist or don't exist, whether I is there or not. So these are, sometimes we see that these are the theoretical questions. They are psychological questions, and for our professional development, they have nothing at all. I am a scientist, I need 500 research papers, my I-10 index should be more than 200, my H index should be more than 30. If I am really recognized as the professor, it could be more than 15 at least. I am recognized as a senior scientist, it should be more than 12. If I am really eminent professor, it should be more than 100. So I generally feel that what is the meaning of all these things? There is no meaning at all if I go into my professional life. But when you want to achieve the pinnacles, when you come to at the end of the life, as in the beginning itself, Dr. R.B. Singh Saab, the eminent Padam Bhushan awardee, and you know the kind of the transformation he has brought into our system, Dr. R.S. Baroda Saab, you know the kind of the contribution they have given. When you hear them in the last, they say there should be the humanity. Otherwise, you can't think in that level. And that humanity will come when you will think about yourself. When you will think about yourself, then only you can think about the others also. So I just give you the another, you just give each group the one. You take this one.
Sir, to eat or
No, not to eat, just to speak and just bring out whatever, how much of the juice you can bring out of it.
They are speaking glass.
By speaking, glass would be here.
Glass.
So the question is here, what do you think it is? It is, what is the name of this? So, why this Mosambik has been given? Does it represent the universe? Does it represent the earth system? Does it represent your human body? So I am a scientist, I can study for 24 hours, 36 hours, and even for whole 365 days, I can learn the concepts and can be at the pinnacle of my own life, and everybody will remember me. So the concept says that when you put the pressure on it, a lot of juice will come out. Lot of juice means whatever the kind of the efforts you will put, a lot of success will come out. And that success will represent you, give the glamour and other things. But a point will come when you will remember that what it has actually given and what I have learned out of this. So when the same episode was taken into discussion with the two great persons, Swami Vivekananda ji and the great artist, like he was a great scientist also, philosopher also, and he never believed in such kind of the things. Both were the pole apart. The one side, the Robert Ingersoll was there, who was the famous philosopher, never believed into any kind of such things, existence, being, enlightenment, or knowing about the self, or he used to say that intelligence is everything. If you are intelligent, you can do anything. And this universe is under the control of the people who are intelligent. So he pursued his life, that life can be pursued like a ice cream. Whatever you can squeeze, you just, by the time the life goes on, it smells. Both will smelt out, whether it is candle or it is ice cream. Both will melt. But the kind of the message given by both of them is different. Our eminent president, late Abdul Kalam Azad Sahab, said that what has been given to you, it is the gift. Whatever body is there, what is your personality is there, whatever intellect is there, it is the gift of the God to you. It is the gift of nature to you. It is the gift of your parents to you. So, but at the same time, whatever you will give to the others, give your hand to someone so that you can become handsome. And that is the reality of the life. And after all, when we analyze all Nobel laureates, the top brands, mind, the top thinkers, the intellectuals, their final saying comes that without humanity and interaction, without knowing the others, you cannot know the others, to the self also. But the question is, what is the self? But most of the people say that By knowing the others, we reach to the pinnacle, but that pinnacle is not satisfactory. So first we have to learn to self. So to learn the self, to just come to the perception, whether you have to be yourself, understand as a candle or as a ice cream or as a Mosambik. What you exactly are. I will ask one by one to the first group. What out of I have given even one Google form also. There I have given one that about one is about the time. That how much of the time you spare every day in the 86,400 seconds for thinking about yourself, for thinking about your sleep, for thinking about your the daily routine work, maintenance work, then your other activities, reading, your profession, your vocation, then helping the others. So that if you can give me your routine work on a chart basis, I can say that what kind of the people you are. Whether you understand yourself or not, it is very clear. If you can give me the routine chart from daily, that in the morning, 4 o'clock, I get up, I do my own routine work, then I go morning walking, I go for some worship or prayers, whatever our religion there, or maybe your own self-thinking might be there, helping others, going to society, or then reading, then going to your profession. If you can give that chart, I can analyze and can give that what kind of the personality you are and what might be the future of. So do we analyze it? But there are very crucial scientific information is available. There are theories also that we can develop also. The famous the Karl Marx, he said that if we can bring the 1% improvement in our routine daily, we can change our whole life by 90 degrees to 360 degrees. And we all understand. You are also doing the same thing. But again, in spite of what happens that we learn, but after some time we unlearn. Then we again try to relearn. So what happened in between, our that goal of understanding self is broken. And that broken in the last brings the dissatisfaction. So we will discuss all about that, what exactly the knowing and being is. So here, first I would like to hear from our first group that you just pick up Karan Singh, the first name in the group and first name in the list also.
I like
Awesome. Okay, madam.
Same.
Okay, you did your PhD from IRM.
Yeah.
It will I just recognize your face.
sometime back, 94 to
94, 95. So, what do you prefer out of these three options?
Mostly, I would explain myself to maybe Mosambik.
Oh, very good, very good. Mosambik, to squeeze the Mosambik until it becomes dry. No, so can we do same thing with our body? We put so much of effort, so hard work that at 24 hours I want to do, and I want to be the gold medalist, and I want to come first above all at the peak.
Not necessarily.
Is it necessary?
Not necessarily with that.
So now another is.
But somehow or the other it happens.
Another is that you are really not ignorant that what I should do.
Yeah.
You really know that what I should do.
But somehow it doesn't.
Now you tell me why you are ignorant about the candle.
No, maybe due to the level of management may not be that good.
Because of your perception only.
No,
Or you have not analyzed the three, you have not. When I came here to join this Assistant Director General HRM, I was there as a Director Research. And everybody was telling me, why you are going to YCR, why are you joining here? Here you are having everything. You are very good person for the whole state of the Rajasthan. Everything is there. So many projects are with you. Why are you going there? Then I told that this is a very difficult question and really I have to think it. So I took two papers. One is positive side and another is not positive, negative, but it is what are the merits and what are the demerits. So I analyzed it, then it came around 24 points in the merit, but 23 points in the demerit. So 1 point was extra in the merit side. So do you think it was rational? Do you think it was really scientific? Do you think it was really intellectual or it depends on my cognitive skills? No, at all, not at all. Because my family was there. My other job affiliations were there. I was knowing that I am just leaving lot of paraphernalia here. A kind of the kingdom that was there, I was just leaving it.
But it depends.
So a lot of difference is there here and there, but still, when I was at the time of the farewell, my honorable vice chancellor and other dignitaries were also there. They asked me again same question. Dr. Sharma, please don't go, be here. You will realize later on. So I asked the question that if at my place, if you might have been there, what would you have been there? What you would have done there, and what exactly might have been your philosophy to take the decision? Is it scientific to take the decision that I should join here or not scientific? I think not at all. We cannot decide. We can realize only. There is no such kind of formula available in any textbook. You can analyze and something. But the same story came from a very famous Harvard study. And I really tell you the truthful story that for looking to this answer, I went around for 1 year to the many books. And then I came to one story from the Harvard professor who was just perpetuating and perplexing in the same question of the another type. So professor was there, student was there, student was very smart and very intelligent. So professor was having a daughter, and the daughter was also in the same Harvard college. And in between their study, they liked to each other. Then one day, that student went to the professor, I propose your daughter and please we will marry. The professor told him that, okay, it's fine. You are very intelligent, but I have to take decision on scientific basis. So I am professor and I have to be the rational. Otherwise, if my other students will ask that, oh, what kind of decision you have taken, then there would be no logic. Without logic, I don't do any work. So he took 1 month. Then again he went to the professor, sir, what is your reply? What is your answer? No, wait, still I am studying the books, I am discussing, I am doing the group discussions, I am putting into the interaction. So he just made the meeting, wrote the review literature he did. What should I do? Whether my daughter should finish the study, what kind of the wealth he is having, what is the background, all these things he just searched. And based on the review literature, again he took 3 months. So by that time that the student learned कि ये प्रोफेसर कभी शादी करेगा नहीं और ये इनकी इसी में रह जाएगा इन इंटेलेक्चुअल स्किल और then without telling anything to professor and his daughter, there were so many other options of the marriage and he married another girl. So professor was not knowing, daughter was not knowing. Then after 1 year, the professor called to the student. Where are you? You are not in the college and you have not mentioned anything about your whereabouts. So he told, sir, I have settled. I have married and now I have 1 kid also. So you see, then he was really very perplexed. That my daughter's whole career is gone and she's waiting for you. And then he told me, who is responsible? Your daughter or myself or yourself? Who is responsible for this? Or your intellectual? Well, you are using your intellectual just to dissect the things. Intelligence means what? If I say that, you say what is there in the brain. So if you are a scientist, you will say brain has 2 important parts, cerebrum and stem. The cerebrum has 3 important parts, cerebellum, precortex. Then precortex has 3 parts. Then in the whole, all have the neurons, subneurons, microneurons, 76 billion neurons are there. Then again you will dissect. In each neuron, at each time electron flux of the around the 36 megahertz or hertz is closed, then it gives the sensation, it comes to your body, and that is a function of the brain. Again, we use say, so what we do by the intelligence, we just dissect the things. So it is like a knife. Intelligence is like the knife. If by your intelligence you can dissect, you can put the logics. But if I say that by this intelligence, you have to see certain things by your this knife, can you do it? But that professor couldn't do that. He was having very good intellect. If he would have changed his perception, he might have done a good kind of the guidance to the marriage of the daughter. And then same day when his daughter learned that he is married, she did suicide. Same day. And it is, I am not telling any untruth, it is a published story from the house. So when I analyze all these things for 1 month for my own joining here, so I was very much worried, and then I told to my wife also that this is the kind of the situation. कई बार मेरा मन करता है ज्वाइन कर लें, कई बार मना करता है नहीं करें कि ठीक है क्या करना है सब छोड़ो, ये सब बहुत बढ़िया चल रहा है, रहना है, खाना है, पीना है, enjoying the life as life of as why I should live it. Then when I analyzed 24 points for this side, 23 points for this side, again I thought that it should not be like that, professor. So I thought that what actually I should think. Then I sat in my room, then put all lights off, sat on the chair, then I just analyzed 24, 23, 24, 23, 24. So I thought it is a difference of 1. So should I tilt myself towards the joining or not joining? Then the difference, whatever was there, I don't have the experience of the ICR. That was the only positive point in this. Otherwise, nothing was positive from my career side. So then I analyzed and then I discussed. Then I left it on my wife. What is your opinion now? I am really in dilemma. I can't dissect more to myself. Then she told, why you have filled up the form? I was really filled up the form. कि बहुत सारे लोगों को ज्ञान देते हो और यहाँ आकर why you have filled up the form? It means either before filling up the form you were fool, or now of not going there you will become fool. So you have to be the fool only. So better you be fool by taking the experience of. So my here question is, we all have very high level of intelligence, and you know that IQ. The average person has the IQ either 100 or less than 100. The good people, intelligent people have the IQ more than 100. I think all of you have the IQ more than 100. And that's why all of you are, all of us, not you, all of us are in these positions. But at the same time, we have our other responsibilities for the well-being also. And I think that decision is very difficult. And where this particular topic, that knowing is weak, becomes very important to take the decisions. And I think it will also support whenever now every day we are talking about to be ethical. आपका सिलेक्शन होता है कोई बात नहीं होता है कोई बात नहीं. Don't be panic, don't be this. कई सारी चीजें आपको कहेंगे, but after all, who will take the decision? आप बैठेंगे और अगर मैं कहूँ for 15 days you are given a room which is totally whitewashed and white chair is there, you are in the white clothes and you have been put in a small room where no other objects are there. You are alone, everything is white, and now you have to think about the life itself, nothing about vocation, nothing about profession. Will definitely it bring some change in you? Not at all. It will bring the change for 15 days only. After 15 days, again you will be on the same trick. Because for knowing the being, it requires certain steps. It requires the stabilization. It requires the deep absorption. It requires the kind of your desires that where is your aim and the goal in the life. That is very important, and I think we should go by the slide. Otherwise, it will take around 4 or 5 hours. So our topic is, but first we will hear from the second group also, that what you have learned from the candle, then by squeezing the juice from the Mossambi, and one more thing is there, ice cream. So what you thought of that, be light, very light. You can say anything because it is a part of the life. We have to decide ourselves. I like ice cream. I like Mossambi. I like the candle. Every day you have the candle dinner. You like candle dinner last. You just speak. And intelligent people always have a freedom of choice. Those who are more intelligent, they have more freedom of choice.
We like candle because from this one we can give the light to others. Yes. So that's why though other things are also very good. Because we like the ice cream also. And this one.
Good.
Which is the candle.
Okay. Next. Second.
Third group.
Okay.
We will also go for candles. Thing is that logically ice cream tastes good, but it's melting very fast. So if we compare with life, this is just to exhaust your life very fast. But candle you burn it very slow. So that is there, and you also give light to others. So it has got a purpose.
Next, please. Yes, you just have your own perception.
To be like ice cream. Life is like ice cream. Whether you enjoy it or not, it is going to melt. It is going to melt. So it's better to enjoy it.
Good. Next.
Ice cream only.
Next group.
Sir, I think we are in between ice cream.
Fine, it's fine. Really, it's fine. Yeah. Because all these things are happening with all of us. Nobody can decide it. So it is good.
I have my opinion. Because with ice cream, we have to enjoy the ice cream, otherwise it will melt. And we have to satisfy with the ice cream. With the candle, we have to enlighten others. And in contrast, they are getting
Heat and burning and pain and sorrow.
society for the society. And for this one, we have to peel ourselves, squeeze it, then some more pressure is applied on this, and then it will satisfy the society. So I don't think we are either ice cream or candle or Mossambi.
Okay, we will discuss all these points later on in our presentation. That if I say, if you are, you understand that knowing is being, then I say the whole world is objectified, and the ice cream is one object, Mossambi is one object, candle is one object. So where is your purpose then? All are one object. You can use anything. If you understand that philosophy, then definitely for you, there is no difference between the ice cream and the candle and it is your perception only. But as a thing, as an object, there is no difference. You will see. And that is, if you can understand by this presentation that what is knowing is being, I think it will be the kind of the better use of today's time. For this 1 hour, we will go past one by one. So here briefly, it is always, before any presentation, I just to tell 2 things about my own HRM unit, that we are basically managing the human resource management and ICR. Why I am telling here? Because you will require here also that our basic purpose is training. Why training? Training is necessary for learning. You all understand that likewise we are being trained. Then for training, we are just modulating our knowledge, our attitude, our skill, our behavior. Why it is necessary? It is necessary for the enhancing the performance of an individual. If we can enhance the performance of all individuals, then we can can enhance the performance of an organization. Can we enhance the performance of society also? Can we enhance the performance of nation also? If I say that you are given one option only, that a perfect four-wheeler, which is laced with the AI, Chat GPT, everything is there at your demand. But the question is that you are given only one time, one vehicle, and you have to manage for whole life of that vehicle. So what you will do? No second option is there. Only one vehicle is there with you. Everything is there with that vehicle. Very smart, very fast driving, very good. Everything is there on your demand, but no second option is there. So what you will do?
But with time, things will change.
No, vehicle will not change. Vehicle is with you. Now you are given the option. For example, you have purchased one vehicle and you are told by our family members कि मैं अब आपको नहीं दिलाऊंगा जो रखना है इसको रखना है. एक मेरा साथी है कि वो is always very lazy. सफाई करी नहीं करी ठीक है खाया उसको पेट्रोल दिया बीच में पेट्रोल खत्म हो गया चल दिए कहीं खराब हो गई हवा नहीं देखी. So this kind of things happens. But this is the kind that this whole life is given you at once. If your car, your vehicle is given you the once and this condition is put on you, what you will do? You will say, no, wife, ना आप नहीं ले जाओगे, आप नहीं बिड़ा दोगे. नहीं, बच्चा आप नहीं करोगे, सब 2 बार उसको सफाई करोगे, अच्छा रखोगे, कहीं कुछ हो नहीं जाए, क्योंकि there is no second option. But we don't think about life. We don't think about the human as a capital, and that's why this unit is existing. So I told in the interview itself also that human resource is a capital. But the kind of the horizon it should take into this system, it is still a lot of gaps are there. Because we never give the attention to what is important for us. We always think that writing the research paper is very important. But at the same time, after writing so many research papers, it has created the confusion. And that confusion has taken, if somebody has given some greater confusion, it has taken in the wrong direction to all the science. And that perception is totally changed against the reality. So how to keep them ethical? How to ensure that at the same time with the intellectual, they are ethical also. And that ethical is really the necessity of our necessity of the man. When we call human being, what is the difference between the man and the human being? In Bengali, we call human being as the manus. Ma plus man plus hus. Means the man with the dignity. But if we don't have that dignity, you cannot understand yourself. If you lost your dignity, who will say that you are dignified? First, you yourself will analyze that whatever I am doing, it is really dignified, it is ethical. So besides the professional competencies, now we are going to start some HRM series also in the ICR. We are also putting the efforts that some global platform should be there, where besides our IQs, research papers and other things, the overall well-being of the scientists in the right directions should be there also, so that the kind of the paraphernalia with the director, with the HOD, not going the application, keeping the publications with them, having so many things, putting the mental pressure, putting the other pressures. I think if we can understand, even the director himself, even the scientists themselves, then can interact by having the total transparency. What will happen? Nothing. It will again rise. It is just a kind of the boundary we have given. Because who is giving the boundary? It is because of the intellect. This is my boundary. I have done it, and that's why it is functioning. You will not enter. Because until unless you not dissect this boundary, you will not feel that you are also mine. I am also yours. If this philosophy is not there, I think the kind of the holistic transformation we are envisaging, it will not work. If we can't allow to work on my instrument to the other scientists because of certain reasons, so it's very difficult. What we will do? We are coordinating, implementing, doing trainings, doing the need analysis, giving the assessments, sending the reports. Reports are very good. Reports are fantastic. Individuals are moving, but the organization is at the same place. So there is no gap at all. When we analyze it in papers, there is no gap. But when we analyze in terms of the realization and the perception, we feel there are boundaries, there are gaps. So we are trying to move in that direction. But now, what happens that without a kind of the culture has penetrated among all of us, until unless we are not being directed by others, we generally don't feel a purpose or the sense. Now, a lot of literature is coming, the neuropsychology, the chat GPT, how to put the consciousness in the computer. We are having the AI anchors. Once I saw that AI anchor, I was confused. So my friend told that, do you see that? See the AI anchor, right? AI anchor. And the sea is moving, the clothes are just flowing because like some air is there and eyes are moving, everything is happening. So then I saw that on the television it is written AI anchor. So now everything is going in that direction, and we are talking about the putting the consciousness in the computer itself, in the AI itself. So there is no need of any human being later on. Everything will be done because we want to reach at the highest level, pinnacle of the universe. And that's why a lot of literature is now flowing that ignorance to being the journey of self-inquiry. And even many Nobel laureates, those who are generally considered as the fastest or the most trained mind in the world, we call Nobel laureates the most trained minds. So they say that in spite of all kind of the achievements, finally it is the self-revealing, it is the humanity, it is the ethical values which must be inbuilt in the beginning itself. Otherwise, at the end of the life, like the candle will come down, we will feel that no, we have not given anything. And if chance is given, if new vehicle is provided to me, then definitely I would have maintained it in a different way. So that sense will come only when you sit quietly and give focus on yourself, because no parent, no your colleague, no your boss, no your director, no your IS administrator can advise. He will say that you just eat the ice cream and do my work, that's all. You come, eat ice cream, do my work, take energy, go. And just take some papers, you become the director, very easy, and that's final. So that those people have written very good books. And I will urge upon to all of you, kindly go at least with these 3 books: Science, Being, and Becoming. You will really surprise. You will understand yourself that basically these are the books which are based on the observations of the many years. Many data have been analyzed, because we feel that as a scientist, we feel that without data, nobody can become the scientist. It is the interpretation of data, it is the really collection of the facts, then putting some conclusions, then based on conclusions, it is repeated. If it is finding is good and being observed in a rational way, we can repeat it, then it is a science. But as our understanding increases, the facts have become wrong. The facts have become wrong. We say, oh, what we have done in the past, it is really wrong. Silica was of no use in the plant because there was already a lot of silica in the soil, but now we are recommending silica. What has happened? Earlier, when in the legumes, when it was the basal application of the nitrogen only, you all remember, I think we understand all in per se that is a basal recommendation on nitrogen. We don't give any strict recommendation. So in a MSc thesis, I put to my student one research work on the groundnut, and I just gave at that time 5 strict application of nitrogen groundnut. When synopsis was presented and the dean was there, professor was, I was simply the new assistant professor. And I was just looking the journals and other things. So it was always in the mind, whatever we do, it should be something new. And it should be conceptual so that we can learn something. And we used to go daily to the field, analyze facts, whatever the instrument were there, we used to do in our own way. Then dean told, who has given this problem to you? I was sitting there as an advisor, but the student was presenting the synopsis. So she was Rubina Praveen, now she is the joint director in agriculture. Then when professor again, he was member from plant pathology, professor plant pathology, he told, oh, you have just reversed the biological science. So she started weeping. And then I told to someone, you please bring a glass of water. Then I just stand up and I told to the dean, sir, this problem is based on certain facts. And I had reviewed the journals, papers, and even recommendations are already there for 2 strict applications, already there. No, it is not true. What you are doing, you are from IRI and whatever you are doing here. Then I thought what to do then. Then I took the chalk on the board and then I started writing. Because I was just thinking that same problem will come because the kind of the consciousness and the kind of the perceptions and awareness the whole environment is having here, I know the situation will come. So I was prepared. So I told in 1976 in the Gujarat, in Handbook of ICR, this was 2 split year, I just put it on the. And if already and the things are under the adoption itself by the farmers, because the problem is based on in the Bikaner region, farmers generally show the groundnut in the month of the April. And they go for the 3 split application of the urea after this one. And this is a practical application being adopted by the more than 50,000 farmers. And we see it daily, but we don't analyze because the ancestor scientists have taught us that no, this is the only fundamental. You can't change the because it is fundamental. You can't change the fundamental. But when we took it, we did. Then I denied. Well, if I will do my research work, I will do. If you have some logics and fact, then you present otherwise. Dr. Sharma, you will have the consequences from the examiner. No, sir, it's all we will defend the examiner also. But I know myself and the literature and my students. She is very good. She is very logical. She will do the work and wonderful work she did. And after that work, lot of good work was done and lot of new recommendations were done. I am just telling that if you will read these books, you will have such kind of the case studies also. Being a scientist doesn't mean that whatever we are giving, it is truth. It's a facts only, and that fact can change even when we know the another new facts. We all agree or don't agree? We agree. And now the quantum theory of the physics, it is telling if you revolve the whole human body with the speed of the light, it will become the fluid, plasma. And there are experiments. So in that time, the previous time, it used to be there in the literature that we can change our home also. But we couldn't realize so far because we don't have such kind of the instrument and technical expertise. In the time to come, it may come. When we used to give the recommendations for the micronutrients, there used to be some other limits. But now when the sophisticated instruments are there, our limits are changing. Even for the human body itself, number of nutrients required for the human body, we are changing now. Why? We are changing the BP limit also, sugar limit also. Whatever the region may be, it may be scientific or maybe some manipulated regions. But facts may be changed if our knowing is increased. And what is the limit of that knowing? The limit of knowing is being. So how to know that being? The first important part is you read the literature. Self-practice is the best practice. but you can't enter into the self-practice without coming into the diagnosis and the analysis of your intellect. Because your intellect always puts so many constraints to you. It always comes in between as a barrier. But how I can do this? I am the scientist, I am doing this. How can I learn this? They all are doing in a different way. When same question, when it was put before the Swami Vivekananda in 1893, when he was at Chicago, and the Robert Ingersoll, who was the famous atheist at that time, and he used to do a lot of reasoning. I don't consider nature. I don't consider universe. There is no universe. Whatever the man can do, man can control the nature. Man can control the universe. Whatever I will think, whatever I will decide, same thing will happen. Because we can manipulate, we can do it. So same question was put that I am squeezing this orange. It was not Mossambi at that time, it was orange. So Vivekananda told that yes, this whole brain can be used up to the highest potential. And you can put a lot of force of intelligence, so that you extract anything out of this universe for the benefit of this human potential. So Swami Vivekananda told that yes, I do agree with your philosophy. I am also interested to squeeze the orange. I am also interested to squeeze the Mossambi, but not with your philosophy, with my philosophy. My philosophy is, and that is more than 10,000 fold is more effective than your philosophy. I know that after some time I will die, but I don't have the fear. I am not in a hurry. You are squeezing it because you are in a hurry. You know that after some time I will die, but I am doing this work by thinking that I will not die. Means squeezing this with that kind of the consciousness that it is also, he is also enjoying the same thing with that perception that I am the part of this universe. The orange is this part of the universe, and one day that work done by me as a squeezing means here squeezing, drying for that part is taking the utmost that is amrit out of it, juice that is called. So for what purpose you are doing? For the self or for the universe? By taking that philosophy, he told that I don't have any bondage. I can die, I know. I will try one day. But my philosophy of trying is totally different. I will try for this whole universe. If I can understand that I am Robert Ingersoll, that boundary is now broken. I am that orange, I am that Robert Ingersoll, then with that love and philosophy, if I am doing it, then you will realize that even orange will not realize that something is happening with it. So that philosophy, that kind of, if that brain you have, then all kind of the electric charges of the universe come to come and to facilitate your ways. And I think we will move further. Otherwise, आपको अगर जाना है तो आप निकल जाना. आप बोर तो फील नहीं कर रहे हैं. ज़्यादा टाइम नहीं रहेगा. So now, because we have come to content only now. So okay. So here. Here we will discuss very briefly. I will sum up. We can take it later on also, because in the morning session we have. Okay. I will finish this. I will just go through, and then by this particular presentation, I am trying to that what is objectified pedagogy, because every day we are talking about the pedagogy. So whatever the pedagogy which is available nowadays, it is in the objectified mode. There are certain purpose, and we are looking the students, learners, learning environment as the object itself. So whatever the modern pedagogy is called, it is called as the objectified pedagogy, and whatever the topic we are learning today, knowing it is called as enlightenment pedagogy. So how to teach the students, how to teach ourselves, that how to teach better to the others, how to learn the better we can learn by if we have this enlightenment pedagogy also. That is the searching, thinking about the how to think, and that is what you call in the modern science is the metacognition. We always think about now the many neuropsychological sciences are coming. where we are putting more emphasis that how the IQ can be increased by better networking of the neurons. If we will find the time, then we can have the presentation on that, how our brain is working for giving the better sensation and the better coordination of the things. Because many times what happens, being the human being, having certain difficulties or certain barriers on certain kind of the sorrow and the pain, we just get deflected from the path of this enlightenment. And that is the biggest barrier, because we always feel ice cream is more liking and than the candle. It is a human perception, because we don't want to live the easy way of living. We believe that when I get the enjoyment from the ice cream, the same enjoyment I don't get from the light, the candle. But after going through this, you can have the same enjoyment from the candle, same enjoyment from the ice cream, same enjoyment from the squeezing the Mosambik. So this is called as enlightenment pedagogy. But how to teach that pedagogy to the students so that they don't get perplexed in any situation, whatever it may be. I just give an example. If one examination paper is given to the students, and when paper was given, 50% of the students just left the paper and went out of the class. 30% students then for 1 hour they did the paper, then came out of the class. 10% students did the paper, and after finishing the paper, they came out of the class. So I think what happened, the paper was wrong. It was very hard, very difficult, or there was some problem in the psychology or some biological problem. But 10% students were there. When they were analyzed as a case study with respect to the pedagogy, they said that it was the effect of the pedagogy only in those schools. Paper was saying all students were from the different schools, but the students who were from the school where that pedagogy learning was from such a fashion, they were sitting there. They did the paper and they taught the paper. So what was the wrong? Same syllabus was told, everything was same, but it was because initially 4 or 5 questions were very hard, and they just lose their emotional and that mental balance. That energy balance was lost. So enlightenment pedagogy says that every human being has the same time, same energy. But how to balance it? That you have to teach to the students too, and we have to understand ourselves also. And I think that is not a new science. Nothing new is there. What we need is only practice, practice, and practice. Nothing is required. From my own experience, I can say that only practice, practice, and practice, we can just control all our kind of the thinking that in which direction we have to move. Otherwise, no other way out. And this control can be brought only through the enlightenment pedagogy. What enlightenment pedagogy is, that knowing is weak. And then for that purpose, you need the metacognition, you need self-awareness, you need that consciousness that the most trained mind. If you analyze the thinking of the Nobel laureates, if I ask very simple question, the most of the Nobel laureates, they read 1 book every week. What is common thing is, most of the Nobel laureates, they read 1 book every week. The most of the famous industrialists, they read 1 book every week or fortnight. Do we read? It has been said into our all literature, ancient literature, that the reading is the first teacher. If you have the habit of the reading, then followed by writing, followed by the meditation, followed by the self-discipline. If you then followed by the light food, not more food, then followed by be consistent to the self in everything. If you follow the 6 these practices, I think knowing becomes very simple. But at the same time, there come so many deflections. So here we have the short, cryptic, powerful light for the life. In this whole presentation, I think So here, this is the kind of the pedagogy, modern pedagogy we are having, that we have the observations, descriptions, classification, analysis, modeling, reconstruction. Everything is now being modeled into our own conditions, and accordingly we feel that it will be directed. It is, we have the well-informed, well-directed things so that we can control them, and everything, every development is happening now in the throughout the universe. Now, what is enlightenment pedagogy is that it has a one extra element than the what you call as the objectified pedagogy. Objectified pedagogy means here we have the limitation of the objects. We are more binded with the instructions, manuals, than kind of the learning teaching methods. But when you want to understand about the existence of the self, then existence of the object or vice versa is gone. It is not under our perception. When it is not under our perception, then finally you know that the particular teaching method which is I am delivering, I can also change or convert into the another method, because now I have that perception also. I can visualize also. So why it is necessary for all of us that we can have the phenomenal enhancement into our competency of delivery, competency of learning, competency of creating the better learning environment, competency of creating the real world situation based on our experience as well as based on our realization. So here it's not a new thing. Even enlightenment pedagogy is also not a new thing. It came from, originated from the ancient time itself only. But now we have given the new name, neuropsychology, well engineering, the positive self-help books in every now big malls. There are very, very big things that positive help books. You go and see that how you can help yourself. Such kind of the books and literature is available. But it is not, but always there has been a debate and the kind of the conversation, and the many research papers are there on the science and enlightenment. Even those people who have not read about the science in the past time, they have given the fantastic description and analysis of what science is, what enlightenment is based on the science. Then what we are focusing in the modern pedagogy is competency areas. We are building upon the skills. We are building upon on the type of the managerial skills, the type of the what you call as the core competency, the domain-based competency. But it is beyond the competency also. So here, what we analyze from out of the competency, that we analyze the gap analysis, role clarity, succession. But if you take the same thing from the objectified pedagogy to yourself, can you analyze yourself based on this? What are my gaps? Do I have the role clarity? Do I have some succession planning for the future also? No. We don't imagine ourselves into that place. And that is the reason, because we are not putting such things to the students also. And that's why lot of gap is there into our final well-being, and to understand what we are actually. Then we go for the summative experiments, that assessments. What is my final grade point? What is that? But after all, have we gone the same kind of the summative assessments to know and what can I do? What you call as the expectancy theory in the modern time. So what is that expectancy theory, value theory? What is expected from you, from this particular organization? Do we consider it? No, not at all. We do consider that I am promoted, because we have not analyzed. But there are still people who understand and who try to do on even after taking the highest positions. We are not doing. Can I have something for you? Can I have something for my other colleagues? No, we never think about it. If we think, definitely you know that what is being, and that's why you are analyzing the minds of the
So, sorry, I didn't want to disturb you, but then I had to wait for somewhere.
So I extend hearty welcome to our DD sir and the line to them.
Don't interrupt. Ashil, just take one minute actually, even less than a minute. 1 or 2 points I wanted to share. One is, so out of these 3 points, as you say, out of these 3, one is not so good.
Please come.
Sir,
Yeah,
mic पे आ-
please, please.
Acha, mic. Limit.
Please, please.
Oh. So one is not good observation, two are good. कौन सा पहले बोलना है? Good वाला? Good. The training is going on fine, and all of you are cooperating. Our research person is also good. So that is my appreciation. Second is, I would also want it possible that if you can share your experiences, particularly in your social media, so that people also know that something good is happening and then you are also happy getting done. Third one is, see, I know this program is little tight. Starting morning 9 to 8 or so, it is tight. But then all of us and also you have got a commitment to complete it with sincerity. I came here today at 2 o'clock. I was here for around 10-15 minutes or so. At 2 o'clock, I observed many of you are not here. And it gives a very bad impression, all of us, and also particularly to the resource persons whom we have invited. And we have got all very high opinion. And then they find that, okay, after 2 o'clock lunch, lecture started, then people are not here. So that is certainly not good. So I just came to listen to him, but then when many of you were absent, I thought, let me share it because all of you are our colleagues and friends. So if there is something which is of concern, I must share with you also. So in spite of it is a little tight, difficult, आप लोगों ने क्लास करना बहुत दिन पहले छोड़ चुके हैं अब इतना टाइट शेड्यूल में काम करना मुश्किल तो है but my request will be in spite of all these difficulties जो भी commitment हमारा है we must
But with your directions and guidance, we are keeping light them in after 6 to 7. You can see candles, you can have a coffee, you can have ice creams.
इसका purpose है किसी को और एक कैंडल देखने के बाद मुझे मैं ढेर सारा केक कहा
So we are trying to have keep them.
Yeah. No, I think all the lectures are very good. I mean, जो lecture मैंने सुना था, I mean, that was also very good. He's very knowledgeable person. But then knowledgeable होने से फायदा नहीं होगा ना अगर वो जिसके लिए lecture है अगर वही present ना हो